The story of David and Saul is a timeless drama of jealousy, loyalty, and ultimately grace. Saul, the first king of Israel, had been chosen by God, yet fear and insecurity began to consume him. He saw David, a young shepherd, rising in popularity and power. David's victory over the Philistine giant Goliath only fueled Saul's envy. Saul's heart twisted, consumed by suspicion and resentment. He saw David not as a loyal subject, but as a threat to his throne. Driven by this dark jealousy, Saul actively sought to kill David. He chased him relentlessly, forcing David and his loyal followers to flee into the wilderness. Imagine the turmoil in David's heart, hunted by the very king he had served faithfully. This brings us to the events of 1 Samuel 24, a pivotal chapter that reveals much about both David and the God he served. We find David hiding in the wilderness of En-Gedi, seeking refuge from Saul's relentless pursuit. He and his men were trapped, seemingly with nowhere to go. Little did they know, God's hand was orchestrating a powerful lesson in mercy. The wilderness of En-Gedi, with its caves and cliffs, provided a desolate sanctuary for David and his men. It was here that Saul, in a twist of irony, stumbled upon David's hideout. Unaware of who was inside, Saul entered a cave to rest. This cave, unbeknownst to Saul, was the very place where David and his men were hiding. Imagine the scene. Saul, the powerful king, vulnerable and unaware, enters the darkness of the cave. Inside, David and his men watch in stunned silence. This was their chance, an opportunity presented to them on a silver platter. They could have easily ended Saul's life and escaped the constant threat that hung over them. The whispers of revenge must have echoed in the cave, tempting David to seize this opportunity. His men urged him. This is the day the Lord spoke of when he said, "I will give your enemy into your hands for you to deal with as you wish." Yet, David hesitated. He knew that taking Saul's life would be to take the law into his own hands, to repay evil for evil. This was not his way, for David, even in the face of danger, sought to honor God. Instead of striking Saul down, David quietly crept closer and cut off a corner of Saul's robe. This act alone demonstrated incredible restraint. David could have easily taken Saul's life, but he chose a symbolic act, a gesture to show that he had been within striking distance, yet chose mercy. When Saul left the cave, David followed him, calling out, "My lord the king!" Saul turned, and David bowed down, showing respect to the very man who sought to kill him. He then presented the corner of Saul's robe as evidence, saying, "This day the Lord delivered you into my hands, and I was urged to kill you, but I spared you. The Lord will judge between you and me. May he judge the righteous, but my lord the king, I have not sinned against you." David's words and actions pierced Saul's heart. He was overcome with remorse, weeping aloud, "You are more righteous than I. You have treated me well, but I've treated you badly." In that moment of raw emotion, Saul recognized the depth of David's integrity. He saw the stark contrast between his own darkness and David's unwavering faith and mercy. The story of David and Saul is more than just a historical account. It's a glimpse into the very heart of God. David, though tempted, chose to honor God by showing mercy. He refused to repay evil for evil. Instead, he entrusted judgment to God, the ultimate judge. This act of mercy foreshadows the ultimate act of mercy, Jesus Christ's sacrifice on the cross. Just as David could have taken Saul's life but chose restraint, Jesus, though fully God, endured humiliation, pain, and death for our sake. He could have called down legions of angels to defend him, yet he chose to lay down his life, offering forgiveness and salvation to all who believe. David's refusal to harm Saul, the Lord's anointed king, reflects Jesus' own submission to his Father's will. He taught us to love our enemies, to pray for those who persecute us, and to overcome evil with good. In David's actions, we see a faint reflection of the boundless love and mercy that would one day be fully revealed in Jesus Christ. The echoes of grace reverberate throughout this story. David's act of mercy serves as a beacon, reminding us that we are called to a higher standard. We are not to be ruled by our emotions, driven by revenge or bitterness. Even in the face of injustice, we are to extend grace, knowing that vengeance belongs to God. This story challenges us to examine our own hearts. Do we harbor bitterness or resentment? Do we seek to take matters into our own hands, justifying our actions? Or do we strive to follow David's example, trusting God to vindicate us in his time? The story of David and Saul in the cave is a timeless reminder that true strength lies not in power or vengeance, but in humility, obedience, and unwavering faith in God. Let us strive to live our lives as echoes of His grace, extending mercy and forgiveness even when it is difficult, knowing that in doing so we reflect the very heart of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.